So I was at secondary school from 93 to 98. I went to the local comprehensive school and I didn't really enjoy it. In fact, there was one stage, I think in year 9, where I was maybe not enjoying science that day. I mean, I don't know if it was science, but I rarely enjoyed science. And I worked out an estimate of how long I had left at the school. And that made me feel better because it was something like, well, I've only got 237 days. Okay, I can last that long. Maybe, hopefully. Okay, countdown begins. That for me settled my nervous system, which I hope my kids will never have. Let's see. Anyway, at my school, it was unadvisable to be yourself. I'm going to say that. No, it wasn't, because some people were very much championed. To be anything outside what the norm was. And it was very, a lot of the culture was about messing about, dossing about, having a good time, not doing any work, not thinking about the future. And I know that I sound really square when I say this, but it's true, and that's who I am, and that's who I still am. I was really focused and intentional about where I was going and what I wanted to do, and I knew that if I wanted to go to London at 18, which I wanted to do so much, I knew I had to get my grades, and I knew I couldn't mess about, and there was no way that that was going to be possible if I just messed about school. And also, going back to the 270 days or something, sometimes it was just easier to get on with stuff because it distracted my mind, and it allowed me just to to be in the flow of it. One thing that I really remember clearly was a reflection exercise that was brought in a lot. So personal statements. If you are a 90s kid, you will know about these Burgundy wine lists. These people who were saying, unless you have this and it's up to date and it's on your person at all times, no matter what you're doing or where you are, you're never going to work, you're never going to sustain a job. Turns out the internet was just round the corner waiting to go, ha ha, I'm going to take over. You can put stuff on a website and this record of achievement, it's not going to be needed. I think it's in my mum's basement actually. But anyway, there was definitely a introduction to reflection. And people would say things like what they did wrong, what they could have done better, where their weaknesses were. And they got very in touch with those shadows of themselves, those moments where they're like, oh, I'll never get this right, or I do this same thing again and again. Now, self-awareness and reflection are incredibly important and valuable, but I also want you to hang out in your strength playgrounds also, and really lean into those brilliant things that you are good at, the things that that you do, and people look and go, how do you know how to, how long have you done that? What, you just completed it now? Oh my gosh, you make that look so easy. What are those things? How can we pepper and flavor them into your personal brand so you are operating from that full version of you, where you are showcasing all your great parts of your work? So it's almost if you had an art portfolio and you knew somebody was going to come and look and they wanted to see 10 of your pieces. Please show them the best 10. Don't go, well, these 5 are good and I feel proud of, but these other 5, like, they're really terrible and I could have done this better and all the rest of it. You have to highlight your strengths. And this sounds a bit bleak and miserable and not always accurate, because there are people online who will champion and share your work and your business pals. But you have to believe it first. You have to really work with your strengths. You have to back yourself. And the rest of the stuff you can learn. And so instead of going into this introspective, I've got to go deeper, I've got to buy another course, I might need some counseling for this, I'm never going to be ready. I always do this, like this self-spiraling stuff. Yes, get the help that you need. And all of those practices are fantastic. But also, give yourself a break. Look at the great stuff that you are great at. And don't fight it. Highlight it. Bring it to the surface. We do so much of this work in your personal brand plan. So if you want help and support, come on over to my Work With Me page. 2 ways to join, and you can send me a message and find out more. Lots of love. Bye.